You have seen it hundreds of times. A large, loud truck rumbling slowly down your street early in the morning. It stops. Two workers grab your bins. The trash disappears. The truck moves on. You go back inside and think nothing of it. But here is a question almost nobody ever asks. What actually happens to your garbage once it goes in? Because inside that truck, something remarkable is taking place. A system so carefully engineered, so quietly powerful, that most people have no idea it even exists. And once you see it, you will never watch that truck drive away the same way again. To understand what happens inside a garbage truck, you first need to understand the problem it was designed to solve. Before modern garbage trucks existed, waste collection was a slow, inefficient, and frankly disgusting process. Workers would manually load trash into open carts, exposed to weather, pests, and the full force of whatever smell happened to be coming out of your bins that week. Cities were growing fast in the early 20th century. More people meant more waste, and more waste meant a problem that was quickly becoming impossible to manage by hand. The streets of major cities were overwhelmed. Disease spread. Rats thrived. The smell in summer was reportedly unbearable, even by the standards of an era that had far fewer expectations about urban hygiene. Waste simply piled up, in alleys, on corners, outside buildings, waiting for collection systems that could not keep pace with the speed at which cities were growing. Something had to change. The answer came in 1938, when the first hydraulic compaction garbage truck was introduced, and it changed urban sanitation forever. The mechanics of a modern garbage truck are more sophisticated than most people realize. When your trash goes in, it does not simply sit in an open container at the back. It enters what is called the hopper, a wide open loading area at the rear of the vehicle. This is where the first stage begins. Once enough waste has been loaded into the hopper, a mechanism called the packer blade activates. This is a large curved metal plate driven by hydraulic pistons. It moves forward with enormous force, typically between 1,000 and 2,500 pounds per square inch of pressure, and pushes the waste from the hopper into the main body of the truck. But it does not just push, it compresses. The packer blade does not stop until it has reduced the volume of the garbage by as much as 75%. What was once a loosely filled bag of kitchen waste, cardboard boxes, plastic bottles, and packaging becomes a dense, compacted block. A standard garbage truck can carry somewhere between 9 and 14 tons of waste. Without compaction, that same truck might carry only 3 or 4 tons before it was full. The hydraulic system is what makes modern waste collection economically viable at all. Without it, cities would need 3 times as many trucks, 3 times as many routes, and 3 times as many workers just to keep up. But here is where it gets genuinely fascinating. The packer blade does not just compress waste in one direction. In most modern trucks, it follows a curved, sweeping motion, almost like a mechanical wave, that folds and rotates the garbage as it pushes it forward. This rotation serves a critical purpose. It prevents large, rigid items from jamming the system. It distributes pressure evenly across the load, and it ensures that liquid, which is inevitably present in any household garbage, is squeezed out and drained away through sealed channels rather than pooling inside the truck. That liquid, a mixture of water, food waste, and decomposing organic matter, is called leachate. It is collected separately and disposed of according to strict environmental regulations, because if it entered the water table, the consequences would be severe. The engineering inside a garbage truck is not just about compression. It is about containment, drainage, and environmental control, all happening simultaneously every single time that blade cycles. And that blade cycles hundreds of times on a single collection route, without pause, without failure, in heat and cold and rain, every single day. So the next time you hear that truck outside your window and watch your rubbish disappear in seconds, you are not watching a simple machine do a simple job. You are watching the result of nearly a century of engineering refinement, quietly solving one of the most fundamental challenges of modern city life: what to do with the things we no longer want. That is what Common Wonders Revealed is here for. The ordinary things around you are never as simple as they appear. There is always a story, a reason, a mechanism working silently behind the scenes. If this changed the way you look at something you have taken for granted your entire life, hit like and subscribe, because we are just getting started.